This computer. All right, we're recording. So, um, welcome to this week's meeting of Monster Fuckers Anonymous.
Hello.
Um,
My name is Mandika, and today I am fighting the demon I summon that just happens to be a white gay with the voice of a black woman.
and hi, my name is Carmen, and this week I've been struggling with the mental capacity to care about other human beings, but it's a little bit sexy.
I felt that.
And this week we're going to be talking about season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race, which I consider to be the last great season of regular season Drag Race.
Yeah. It was also my first season. I watched as it was airing, so it's really special to me.
Yeah, I watched I got into college, and I got gay friends, and my gay friends told me to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And so I watched season 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I was watching 8 when I was watching 9, maybe, or something like that. I think when I started watching Drag Race, 8 had just finished. So I think 9 was my first season that I watched as it happened.
That's a great
season. Which is hot season to watch live.
Chipule,
Sasha Velour, other queens.
For some reason, I only remember.
Peppermint, Trinity the Tuck.
Oh my god, Trinity! What a queen.
Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know. I think 10 was amazing. It had so much potential. I think everyone was super, super excited for basically the largest black cast in a long time.
And they all served,
and they were all pretty great.
They don't get all the attention that they deserve, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. So this episode is underrated and overrated queens of season 10. Let's start with the favorite. Let's just bring it out into the open.
Asia O'Hara. Asia O'Hara.
Legend. Star. Icon.
So talented.
Influence. The fashion queen of season 10.
She was so fashionable. I feel like all of her looks, we just watched a video of all of her runway looks, and they're all so
inventive, funny, throw up on it, shit on it, eat it with a hamburger,
put it in a blender,
put a blender on it.
She has the vision, and also there's a story behind the outfit she's selling, which I really love.
She has the vision that people said Ms. Cracker had, and the execution that people said Aquaria had.
Yeah, Ms. Cracker did not have the vision that Asia O'Hara had, and she didn't. I really liked Ms. Cracker when I was watching the season, but she did not have the it factor that Asia O'Hara had. I think
she wasn't America's Next Drag Superstar at that moment.
She didn't have the cunt, honey.
Yeah. No, and it was so frustrating to watch that season and be like, oh, look at this huge black cast. Oh, and they're all super talented. Oh, and they're killing the fashion game. Oh, and they're doing pretty well in the challenges. And then every single episode, it was like,
Eureka's the winner.
Yeah, Eureka's the winner for throwing on a pantsuit. I don't know.
And doing the same one note humor. I feel like Monet and Monique and Asia. Mayhem did not really sell. She's really talented, but she did not sell as well, that rhymed, as the other queens. But they all had such different ranges of characters they could do, and forms of humor that they could do.
Truly.
But Eureka was so one note in her
in everything.
In her fashion, in her acting and humor. It's
in
what are you giving us, girl? Go on, girl, give us nothing.
Yeah, literally go on, girl. Like just it was so sad and frustrating.
Okay, wait. I feel like we're like talking about the overrated queens and like the underrated queens at the same time. But let's focus on Asia because
So she killed basically every single challenge except for the snatch game, which was probably RuPaul Drag Race worst snatch game in history.
No one sold. Only 2 people sold. Everyone else was like pretty bad.
It was a bad snatch game, and I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
But besides that, though, like, I don't know. I think my favorite thing about Asia is her looks, and I think no one ever talks about her looks because they're racist. But, like, starting with, just in general, I think people like really undersold her because she was doing a lot of pageant drag, which gets a lot of flack for no reason.
Still good, and like it's like she, like really like went above and beyond like the pageant sense.
Yes.
You know.
Also, people loved Alyssa's fashion, which is like very very pageant. But then when a black queen turns around and does pageant, they're like, "That's so basic. Why would you ever just do pageant drag?"
Y'all hear something?
It's so frustrating. Like, and it wasn't even all that Asia gave. Like, it was like the first 2 episodes she gave you cute pageant drag, and then after that, her Martian.
Okay, but like her drag on a dime was really like fashionable. Like I was like watching and I was like, she made this like out of like dollar store stuff, and it's like
oh my god,
really amazing.
Yes, you're right. That was her. Yeah, her dollar store drag was amazing. Her Martian runway, I was a huge fan of.
Not my favorite, I would say.
I don't think it's my favorite, but I do think it's like people are always like, "Oh, that's such a trope. You like it's so boring. Like you can't do that." But it's like, how many like brown queens or black queens have gotten like to be in the competition and done like a nude runway or nude like swimsuit? Probably not as many as there has been of white queens doing that. I don't know. So I don't know. Everything she did was smart. Everything she did had the vision that she wanted to have. I think her execution was short a couple times, but everyone's execution was short at some time.
Yeah, it's Drag Race.
You're doing it in 2 hours. Michelle Visage, I have a speech impediment today. Has all the wrong opinions, as we well know. Her worst wrong opinion was the mermaid opinion, because Asia O'Hara, I think that was one of the best looks ever on Drag Race in the history of Drag Race.
That's one of my favorites.
I think it's one of the best, and I think it's one of my favorites of like, just, I have never seen a queen want to look ugly and do ugly well.
I think she looked ugly, but also kind of like freaky, which I think like a lot of people choose not to like try. Like, like they're like, I'm being quirky and I'm being scary. Like, she wasn't trying to be quirky. She was just like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Like, there was so many girls who were like, oh, mermaid, I'm going to wear a breastplate and a tail and paint my face real pretty. And Asia O'Hara was like, I'm a fish, you ugly-ass, stupid-ass hoe. Like, what are you talking about? I live underwater. I have gills. Like, I look like a monster. Because, of course, that's what a fucking mermaid looks like. And it's so... And when Michelle was like, that's not mermaid. Girl.
She was taking it outside of the box.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what you want?
Most runway ever.
Amazing. I think, and like we love, like her Saboteur outfit was like so like well thought out.
Yes.
Like she didn't just was like, I'm evil, but like, I have the cute balloons and now they're deflated, because like that is like a consistent story line in a sense.
Yep. I think her glitter got red for not being glitter, but it was like glittery. So I was like, this is a glitter runway.
They really were just like so nitpicky when she did everything so well, and they're like,
when Eureka would walk down that damn stage in the same exact outfit in a different color 3 different times in a row, and they'd be like, "You're iconic, you're amazing, you're the winner of this challenge." And then Asia O'Hara was like,
if she were black, she would have gotten red filth.
She would have gone home the first day.
Yeah.
Like.
Because like Michelle gives so much shit to like queens for like wearing the same face. Like Like in season 12, she like gave Crystal like so much shit for her makeup, like, and then I don't know, it's so stupid. But anyways, back to season 10.
Yeah. Also, I think the other looks that I love of Asia, because I just want to keep talking about her. Her twins look was amazing. Her glitter look was cool. Her mermaid was amazing. Her old person.
Her best drag look, that is one of my favorites.
Her best
drag. I loved Aquaria's, but like Asia's was just
like. You mean her finale look?
The finale look, yeah.
Yeah.
No. The final like top 4 runway.
Yes. Yeah.
I love
the gold
that.
And the boys.
Yeah, the Tiffany blue and the gold. Woo! I love it.
Yeah. Also, her every single look, her old person look was amazing.
Of course.
The way that they went her for not wearing heels, but she was like, I'm 80, I'm not wearing heels. I'm 85, I'm not gonna fucking wear heels. That was it. That was it for me. Though she came out with a bowl of Cheeto Puffs, and I'm like, she wins the game. She wins the game.
She was true to herself, and like, hey, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. Also, they're like, do what you would do if you were 50 years older, and everyone was just like, I'm gonna be me, but like painted on wrinkles. I should her give you a storyline.
Yeah. I'm like me, but like cute still.
Yeah.
Even though I'm old.
Yeah. The hats one, I think that's when she did her. One of my favorite. One, I think the most favorite was Dandelion.
It makes you think of an IKEA lamp, which I think is really funny.
The dandelion, and you guys didn't expect me to stan. What?
We had to stand a standing.
Literally, I saw that look and I was like, I know I've seen God, and it looks like this runway look. Like, I know
God is a woman.
What paradise is. I found it. It's looking at this. It's so beautiful. And it's just like, and it was just one of the things she did. That's crazy to me.
She just went and did that.
Yeah.
We're going to spend this entire episode talking about Asia O'Hara, which is like, as we should.
That's
praxis.
But yeah, I don't know. Everything she did, her performances were fine in the challenges. Very few times was I like, oh, she didn't do great here. And there were times when she was told that she did badly, and then she hadn't actually done that badly. And I was kind of like, wow, the judges suck this season.
They really do.
Also, here's my thing. Personally speaking, I know this might be a little bit controversial.
Let's hear it.
When she walked out on that finale with the lip sync, and her tits were out to here, she won the challenge. She won the lip sync. She won the drag race. Because who's doing that? She wore 2-foot-long tits. And I'm like, I don't care if nothing came out of them. I don't. I actually don't. She walked out like that. And she just, like, she moved an inch and she ate Cameron up. I don't care how well Cameron was dancing. Because I watched that lip sync and I was like, I see you, Cameron. I see you dancing. I see you doing your thing. Popping your punani somewhere on the floor.
But tits.
I don't care. Someone with 2-foot-long tits is talking. I just...
I like that she didn't take herself too seriously. Like, I don't think any queen would be like, I'm gonna, like, for my finale look, I'm gonna wear 2-foot-long tits. Which is, like, she didn't take herself too seriously. And, like, when all that stuff happened, she still wasn't gonna be, like, crying, like, her eyes out about it. She, like, did it so gracefully. Like, I just love her.
Yeah. No one has ever done anything as interesting as Asia O'Hara in probably most of the seasons of Drag Race that have happened in the last couple years.
Period.
Like, Sasha Velour still was pretty when she was doing her lip syncs. Shea Coulee, who I absolutely adore, was like mostly doing pretty looks. Like, very few people are not afraid to do ugly in drag.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to me when people are like unabashedly like, I'm going to wear something that looks terrible or just like different. Because I think that's the thing. Was part of the look was it was like weird shape in the body and then just the tits that don't even make sense at that point, that I was just like, I was so obsessed with it because I'm like, who's giving you a silhouette like that?
Nobody.
It's so unique. It's so interesting. And it's so like fashion forward and futuristic. And I need you bitches to get it through your thick skulls.
She has a mind of a mastermind.
Yeah. Aquaria had no right.
Who is Aquaria? Aquarius, the water sign? I don't know that. Don't know her. Never known her.
Yeah. Don't care. Couldn't care. Yeah, Asia O'Hara.
Yeah, Asia O'Hara indeed. I think a lot of the Black Queens I think were like super underrated that season. Like I
Yes.
really like I'm glad Mayhem came back. Words Mayhem came back for All Stars.
Yeah.
So like she
Also, and
had
Monique
like
Exchange and Monique got their season in 4.
yeah, they had their like charismatic personality, which is why like Rue was like, I'll bring you back because you're good TV. But like I think Mayhem like, had like a lot of potential and she has like a really like interesting mind, but like
Yeah.
she wasn't as like interesting for reality TV on like season 10, which
Yeah.
is like sad, but like it made her like really underrated, I think, for me. Like a lot of
Yeah.
Drag Race fans in like season 10 were like, I don't give a fuck about Mayhem. And I'm like, but we should. We
Yes,
should.
well, you should. Yeah. No, I think that's true. I think um yeah, I mean she was trying so hard and that's really what it was for me was I think like she came in with some of the best fashion in the early game. Like not many of the queens were seeing her besides obviously Asia O'Hara. In terms of
Yes.
like their fashion in the first 5 episodes, like Mayhem really came to slay. Like she was not playing with you hoes. Oh at all.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, no, I liked her a lot. I think my favorite queen after Asia O'Hara though was probably Monique Hart because of her her first look, the Queen of Hearts look.
Oh, that
That
was really cool.
she
I
should
liked
have
how she
won that
redid that.
episode. I think she should have won that episode.
I
I
don't
remember
think
watching
so.
that. I remember watching that episode and being like, she should have won this episode.
I think I like the concept, but like the construction of it was like a little messy, I think, compared to like other queens who had like not as interesting ideas, but the execution was really clean.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, I think she should have won though. That's my opinion. That's
Yeah,
my opinion.
and it is your opinion. Your valid to wrong opinion.
Yeah. Um,
I think are there any other underrated
I think
queens?
the
I don't
Vixen.
think so.
I think the Vixen was underrated. I think what happened was
I mean,
like
it's Vixen.
she just also like got like um just the worst treatment from the show and the fandom. Like
Yeah, absolutely. And she did nothing wrong. Like everything she said was like correct.
yeah, and it's so sad because like I think a lot of the earlier seasons didn't rely on racism to produce storylines. And they could have like diverse groups of people in the same room together and the villain wasn't because you know they were black and angry, it's because they were like
Just kind
doing
of a bitch.
villain things or like just like or they fabricated drama out of nowhere. And so like to see the Vixen have to like because it's one thing to have like drama right in a TV series. In a reality television show it's very common, it's very profitable to have drama, but if your drama relies on like half of your cast feeling like they aren't safe because of their race, that should be illegal. Like that just shouldn't be what's your practices. Like you shouldn't be creating a scenario where they have to feel like that.
And also like in like the drag race like space, like you're like isolated from so many people. Like it's not like a place where you can just like hang out and have fun. Like I don't know, like Love Island or whatever. Like
Right.
It is a stressful environment. Add that on top of it is terrible.
Yeah. So I think she got that in the worst way.
She did nothing. All she did was just make points, and all of us were like, she's black and she's loud.
Yeah.
Poor Eureka and Aquaria, they're such white angels. Like,
yeah. And if any white queen had been like, for example, like, no, too vague, like, you've got to explain more what you said. Like, if any of the white queens had said that, there wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
No one would be like, oh my god, the devil. They'd be like, oh my god, yes, woke queen making points. She wants to bring up hypocriticism. And it's like, I hate you hoes so much. It's so frustrating.
It's ugly and terrible, and what else can you do?
Yeah. Onto the
overrated queens, I guess.
Cameron, Ms. Cracker, Aquaria, Eureka.
Basically every white person.
Any white person
Actually, no,
in the top 5.
I really, yeah, no, yeah, it is absolutely all of them. I really liked Miss Cracker, like, on the season, but, like, looking back on it, I'm like, she's fine, I guess. Yeah. She just had anxiety and stuff, and everyone liked her for that. And they still do.
No, I think it's true. I think she got, like, a mix of, like, the Sasha Velour and the Katya edit, where it's like, quirky, mentally ill queen who's, like, kind of a fashionista.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that they're, like, she's a bad person for that. That's not her fault.
She got lucky.
Like, I like Ms. Cracker, but, like, none of the Black Queens got that edit when that might have been true for them.
Yeah, season 10 was just, like, we racist.
Literally. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I liked Ms. Cracker, and I'm still kind of, like, the way that people have glommed onto her, I'm like, okay. Cameron Michaels, I thought was pretty, but, like, really the way she kept it in the game was her lip syncs, which was, like, pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, her runway, meh. Her, like, performance, meh. In the challenges.
Like, she was decently creative and she was interesting to look at, but she wasn't the most interesting to look at by far.
I don't know. I don't even think she was, like, that interesting. I just think she was just, like, very bare minimum for me personally.
Yeah. Also, Eureka obviously was terrible because she was acting very racist on the first of all white people are racist. Second of all, Eureka acted very racist on the show. Like, she leaned into that shit.
And she, like, ate it up. She's like, I'm white, and, like, I'm also a big queen, so, like, they won't, like, give
you
a shit for this.
Me out. I'm the big queen. If you edit the big queen out, and it's like, we need more big queens in general.
Yeah, we don't need, like, it shouldn't be, like, such a token to have, like, a big queen, like, on a season.
For her to be the only big queen,
we get to have, like, a big queen winner, which is, like, really irritating.
Yeah, for her to be the only fat girl on the entire season is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, Calorie didn't make it very far, and I think if anyone in the production would have been like, yes, this queen's not going to make it very far, because she just seemed a little bit less, like, charismatic
confident.
than the other girls. Yeah, confident. Which I feel like you can tell in their intro videos. I'm not sure. I'm not a producer. I wouldn't know. But, you know, she left season 2, or episode 2.
Yeah.
So, in general, there should be more fat queens. But yeah, she was very like, I'm the big girl, I'm fat and I eat a lot, and I wear the same outfit every single episode because Rue and Michelle never clock me, and
that was so frustrating. Like, no originality, just bam bam pantsuit.
Yeah, pantsuit. Or
where is the silhouette? Where is the effort? None. Irritating.
Yeah. Very little detail. Very little attention to detail. Her makeup was fine, but, like, Vixen and Asia, I know for certain, are 2 queens that did, like, paid a lot of attention to their makeup between episodes for different looks. And I just didn't see that same kind of attention to detail nearly as much with Eureka.
Yeah.
She should have gone home episode 5, which is an episode she won somehow, and I'm like,
which episode was that? I don't remember. Even though we just looked at it.
It was the denim runway, and she looked terrible. And then I think the challenge, she didn't, in my opinion, she didn't do very well. And it's like, she should have gone home this episode, and somehow she won. And I was like, what?
She really just, like, they pulled her, like, wins out of, like, a hat. They're like, you're the one. Where did this come from, girl?
This is the one you win. Yeah.
A win for you. A win for you. A win for you.
Also, the double save on the old person runway was a lie.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I think 2 queens had to split at the same time, and they were like, double save! And I'm like, no, one person wasn't lip syncing as well as the other. And that's just the facts.
And it was Cameron who did better, because Cameron is a fantastic lip syncer.
Yes, exactly. Also, I wanted to talk about the twins looks.
Oh, yeah.
Monet did fine. They were like, you don't look like twins. And it's because Monet had a white partner. And they were like, you guys don't look like twins. That's not, like, very similar. And their silhouettes were pretty much the same. They had
La
really similar
racismo.
makeup for the fact that they like she didn't put him in blackface, and like it's just like they looked fairly similar. Like it can't be helped that much. And then they were trying to be like, oh yeah, like Asia and her makeover looked like twins, and I was like, that's not really true either by the logic of what you did to Monet, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll sit here and sip my own tea, I guess. Also, Eureka looked terrible in that one.
Oh,
with
I
the
don't
old
remember
drag,
that
they
one.
had like the old style of puff sleeve drag, and I was like, trash.
Oh yeah.
Look like trash bags.
Yeah, as it
Two
is.
trash bags. Also, I hate the Grande brother.
He is quite irritating.
He's just like the quintessential white twink, and I hate white twinks in general.
That's a period, girl. I'm gonna drink some iced coffee.
Yeah,
I cannot twink pop. I'm not a twink.
Yeah. Ugh.
As you can tell.
Just very bleh. Oh, also the Cher thing was like kind of shitty because it was like Cameron, who's a professional Cher impersonator, did fine because she's a Cher impersonator and can sing, and everyone else was like, we tried our best because
also Cher, we don't know who Cher is.
Yeah. Also, Cher's not an icon. Whoops.
It's like I think there's like some like very like iconic gay moments for Cher, but like not all of it is something I would know. I think like a really because it picks so many like obscure like not obscure but like really popular like old like gay icons, and I'm like, why aren't you doing like a Britney Spears musical? Like
literally a Britney Spears musical, a Beyonce. Like we're years behind on a Beyonce or a Rihanna musical.
Beyonce or Rihanna.
Like if we're talking pop girls who've impacted society, like they've done random. Like I think they've done like 2 Madonnas. They've done the Kardashians,
which is like
okay.
So where are the black people who literally formed?
Yeah, I mean it's just so strange.
Drag culture.
If you're gonna be like, oh well, these were women in the like, because it's they're women Rue's age who impacted gay culture. Janet Jackson.
Yeah, you're right. Prince.
Others. Prince. Literally, you could do a Prince because he did a lot of like makeup.
He's so legendary.
That would be actually very cute. But yeah, so it's like you see these people show up on the show because they did a Janet Jackson during the All Stars 4, All Stars 3. They did the Divas musical, which Janet Jackson appeared in. Dolly Parton also appeared in. They had a bunch of other women, but it wasn't like a musical dedicated to one of those women. It was like she appeared in it. And then also in season All Stars 4, you saw Naomi Smalls do a Prince look.
That was so good. Oh, that was so good.
But you know what I mean? Like there's so many of these like fashionable, gay-friendly black icons from not the last 2 decades, because apparently they hate artists from the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
That they could be using and they aren't.
Yeah. It's like this season was truly like we racist.
Yeah. Just dramatically terrible.
Very bad.
One of the most disheartening seasons of Drag Race. And I think they haven't, because I think I was either this season or the season after this that they switched to like VH1 or something, and the producers got worse, the plot lines got worse. I cared less about
season
the show.
11 was so bad. Like season I loved Evie.
Boring.
But it was bad. It was really bad. For the most
part, also boring. Like, I love Jada. Glad she won.
I think season 12 is so strong because the queens were so good.
All the queens are amazing. Yeah.
Like, I don't know about, like, any of the challenges or anything, but the queens were so talented.
Yeah. And I still, like, despite the queens being incredibly talented and, like, people that I would like to get to know, I didn't really care while I was watching the season.
I remember, yeah, we like watched the first episode together and we did not pay attention to it.
We would, because I think, and if it had been like season 10, I think we would have paid more attention. You know what I mean? Even if it was like a season that we'd already seen before.
Yeah, like season like 9 or 8 or 7.
We were like with friends and talking, whatever, and I was like, wow, we're really not watching the show. Ooh. And then I kept having that feeling when I was watching the show for the rest of this, like, the time it was airing, because I was like, am I really watching this? Like, why?
Yeah.
That's happening. And it's not the Queen's fault. It's the editors. Like, the people in the writing room were, like, not trying to connect to the Queens in a way that made me feel like I was getting to know them. It wasn't connecting to their inner emotional struggles, and it wasn't having any drama. So if I'm not going to get anything out of those Queens, I'm not going to pay attention. There's no narrative arc. There's no just grabbing part.
The editors of, like, have, like, better range.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, I'm interested in two dumbasses sitting on a bench and talking about whatever.
Me too.
Which is why we do this now. Yeah. Season 10.
Drag Race.
Of history.
Anyways, so I think in conclusion, it should be Asia O'Hara's Drag Race.
Asia O'Hara's Drag Race, indeed.
Asia O'Hara's Drag Race.
I'm waiting for it. The way that one queen from season 11 is like hosting Canada's Drag Race, and I'm like, where's Asia O'Hara's Drag Race?
Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn Heights is like hosting, and I'm like,
I think Brooklyn is talented and lovely, but as a host,
I don't see it. I don't understand.
I don't know. She's talented. I'll give her that. But she's not a host.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to hear that. Again, just like white queens getting things that I'm like, this is slightly questionable.
Also, yeah, we like about season All Stars 5, like I was kind of surprised to have Blair and like Ms. Cracker there.
Yep.
When like Asia or like.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if Asia didn't want to come back or if she's waiting for a different season to come back, which might be the case.
It makes sense. Like, who would want to compete with Shea Coulee?
Right. But at the same time, I am kind of like, these are the queens you brought back from season 10? Like, we're really like getting there at this point.
Yeah.
Because that's 3 queens from I mean, we're also getting to the point where it's just like, if you fail halfway through your actual season, tomorrow you'll be in the next All Stars.
Yeah.
So they have to pull like 4 queens from each of the new seasons now,
which is so
fill their role.
Dumb.
Yeah. I don't know.
The oversaturation of Drag Race. That should be something else we talk about, I think.
Yeah. But I don't know, I have nothing else to say. That was a season.
Yeah, I think we've discussed our favorites, and after this video, you should stan Asia O'Hara, I think. That's what you should take from this. Stan Asia O'Hara.
Asia O'Hara fan cam.
Asia O'Hara fan cam. Yes! If I could make fan cams, I would make one.
I would.
I can learn how to make one just for Asia.
Dicks up when I step in the party.
I
don't know the rest of it. I'm not even going to pretend.
Yeah, I could only send like a dojo one and like.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, I think this is the end of our meeting.
It is. Thank you for coming
to our MFA meeting this week.
And remember, what did I say last time? It's always okay to be a monster fucker.
Yeah, that's it. What if we? Yeah, that's it. It's always okay to be a monster fucker, guys.
Always okay to be a monster fucker.
Bye.
See ya next time.